Hi Terry, this is Alex. Nice to talk with you again. I hope everything is going well. Um, Instead of sending brochures or any information that just shows general information about our company, what we like to do is actually talk with each specific client that we work with and show them how they can use the digital display to their advantage. And for this example, I created that other video for you for one of our current clients, Maple Grove Senior High School. They're here in Minnesota. But I'd like to actually show you what it looks like on the back end and how they actually manage their messages, because it sounds very similar to what you're trying to do as well. So looking at the layout, this is what they do when they log in. They actually see the current layout of the whole screen right in one page. Very easy to see. There's different zones that they can update. You'll see there's a clock here, and then there's a date over here, and then a scroller across the bottom. And I'll preview this whole thing so you can actually see how it all comes together. But let's pretend that we're going to update one of the displays with a new message. I'll just need to right click on one of the zones that I want to update, click Properties, and then now I can see the entire playlist of all the messages that are playing just in this zone over here. If I click into one of the messages, let's say this Halloween message, since it's the first one, I now see information just about this message. It's going to play for 12 seconds before it moves on to the Turkey Bingo second message. It also has a timeline associated with it. So if I click Edit, I can see that Halloween on Main Street, just this slide, is going to start on October 22nd, and it's going to end on October 25th. Now if this was something that was recurring, like your weekly announcements or something like that, or athletic activities, you can select recurrences on specific days, and this message will expire on the days that it's not supposed to play, but only show up on those days it's selected for. You can also select the actual times too, so let's pretend that you expand into some digital menu boards in the cafeteria. You could literally set those screens to show the breakfast from a certain time, the lunch menu to another time, and then other messages in between as well, and rotate specials, and the display will literally take care of itself on a schedule. Now the nice thing about this system is that you're really only on one screen to manage everything. In other softwares that I've seen, you have to travel to many different screens just to update a single message. But really you're here and you get these just little pop-ups to continue to add messages. So let's pretend that we want to add Halloween Main Street to just a few displays in the future. You have a distribution tab here that I would click Edit. And I would want this volunteers needed to go to just athletics and then theater arts. And once those displays are all set up, this message will only show up on those specific TVs. Very simple. I didn't need to go anywhere just to send this to those displays. Now if I look down a little bit further, we don't have to create just typical picture messages like this. These are pretty standard PowerPoint slides that they created. But we can also, if we have quick messages to get out, just click right into a display and type right into it. Let's say someone leaves their lights on in their car, or there's a quick maybe emergency message that you need to get out. You can send that out here. And along with that too, we have integration with third-party full alert systems as well. So if you did have something like E2 Campus or a Rave alert system, we can tie into those displays systems, and it will literally take over all of your displays with an alert message whenever alerts are sent out. This is also really important too for if you get into full district-wide messaging. On the bottom you see there's a scroller. I can click into that as well. The nice thing about the scroller is you can also have multiple scrollers at once. If I click into just the scrolling text, I see there's just a standard welcome message that's going to crawl. And then the next item that's going to come up after about 45 seconds, I'm going to change that to 10, is just a simple newsfeed crawler that we grab from the local newspaper. I'll show you how that all comes together when we preview in just a second. There's also lots of other features that we can add into the display as well. You see the weather is here, the time and date are in there as well. We're actually built right on the Google platform, so you can integrate directly with Google Calendars. So multiple calendars can be shown and pulled directly and automatically from any of your current systems. Let's preview this real quick so we can see what this looks like. Now you'll notice that each of the different displays are showing a different playlist, and they're going to be rotating through their information. So you see we selected 10 seconds for the crawler across the bottom. and now it's going to switch very shortly over to the newsfeed.
Yeah, let's take it off. I don't have a license.
And then here's our time and date.
Let's take it off.
There's also lots of other Google type integrations we can add to. For example, lists. If you wanted to add a spreadsheet, you can have a spreadsheet of a list crawling across the whole zone over here as well.
Okay, thank you.
And there's also different transitions that you can program in. So here's our newsfeed that changes over, and now we're pulling from the local news. The last thing I want to show you real quick here is I mentioned there's ability to tie in your entire district and different schools into this. So when I click into these messages, I can actually see where I'm sending sending messages to displays just within Maple Grove High School here. But if you have an admin login, and if you're a user, we can set you up to be able to tie in multiple schools together. So in your settings tab, only an admin would be able to do this. You can click switch, and then you can select different schools that have full accounts just like this Maple Grove Senior High School. So say for example your superintendent, your master IT guy that goes between all the schools to help fix issues can have these admin logins that they can actually see what's playing and help direct messages across the different schools as well. And it's that easy. It's literally just very point click. You can control it all from one spot. I hope that was helpful. I'll also shoot you in the email that I send over. We have some significant cost savings as well that I can write to you as well, what those would be. But I hope this is helpful so you can actually see how the screens are updated. We'll talk to you soon. Take care and happy Halloween.